Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Business Building Book Club. We are having a jolly good time already this morning. So we got into our preamble conversation, and Mark's bringing up some brilliance. So let's just dive into it. We are on the YouTube formula from the one and only Derral Eves. Brilliance, brilliance. So last week we read part one, which is we literally spent 10 minutes talking about the title of a chapter because there's so much brilliance in there. So
Yeah.
today we're going to dive into part two of this beautiful, beautiful book. So I'm Coach Molly from Visibility Hacking Studios. We have Lefty, the video Jedi. He's on that side. We got Mark Douglas, the mental marketer. Oh man, the brilliance we have here. This is going to be great. So without further ado, Mark, tell us, keep going.
Family, what's up out there watching? Thanks for tuning in this morning. Just before we start today, I just want to give a toast to you, Molly. Thanks. Week has been awesome. Looking forward to you busting through that mark today.
Are you going to be one of the two we need to hit 500? Hit that subscribe button on the Visibility Hackers YouTube channel.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. This chapter, we talk about the YouTube ecosystem, and it was interesting because Lefty started a conversation about, a lot of new people coming into the creator space, and he really dove deep into the players in the ecosystem, which consists of the creator, the advertisers, and YouTube, the platform itself. And he also talked about how the platform has evolved from those early days. YouTube has been a pioneer. Well, I'm sorry. I'll say Google. Google was the pioneer with the ad sharing model, and with the ad sharing model, and it has caused the creators to say, wait a minute, because wait a minute, do you mean I can make money doing something that I love, and I'll be paid for it? I'm all in. I'm going all in to make the best content that I can to earn a living doing this. And he really breaks it down in this chapter. He breaks down those players, and he even talks about in the early days. Well, are we going to read today? I just
Up to you guys.
I mean,
If you have specific sections that you want to read through, heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because he talked about the how I was not in YouTube during these early days, so listening and reading this, even reading about the history last week, and the learning about the first video ever published on YouTube, and how they started off as a dating website. So a lot of this was new to me, and some of you out there listening, some of this might be new to you as well. But he talks about in the beginning when it was sort of a Wild West back then. It was sort of a Wild West, and YouTube was feeling its way through this new platform that had never been it's precedented. It's never been in precedence before, and it just talks about how they've navigated through that, and they've had to deal with copyright issues, and they could have. And it came so close to going the way of Napster. If you remember Napster.
I remember Napster.
Yeah. YouTube had the same problem because there were people and they were posting copyrighted material. And of course, who's not going to be happy with copyrighted material? The owners of that copyrighted material. So it's interesting to see because Napster just disappeared completely. You know,
Yeah.
after a few lawsuits, Napster disappeared completely. But YouTube and Google face those same challenges, but they created what is it, the content ID system, and
Yeah.
I think and I think that's such a it's such a, if they hadn't done that, then they would have been the same place where Napster is today.
And I
Probably. I mean,
love that you bring up the content ID system. I was thinking about this yesterday because I was watching a video that was talking about Getty Images and how often they have their content on lockdown. So
Mhm,
Getty Images is stock photos and stock content that you can purchase the rights to use. So how does a company then monitor their content that goes out there? Well, YouTube does it with the content ID system, and Getty Images does it very similarly as well. So when their
mhm,
content shows up on your video because you found a bunch of online tools that allow you to go to Google, find an image that has a watermark, and then remove the watermark so you think that you're all in the clear, but your content gets flagged. Like,
mhm.
that is, if you just look at the sliver of content ID system as a way of differentiating um, big creators from small creators or big companies from small companies, like, imagine someone who has a huge library of content that they put up on YouTube. Someone, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like a Tony Robbins who has decades worth of great content that he can put out there.
Mhm.
Imagine his brand having access to its own content ID system that can
yeah.
flag content across platforms. That would be really cool. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, that'd be pretty wild. I like yeah, it says here like they where was it? I think they ruled it out in 2007
Yeah, yeah.
as
They
a unique digital fingerprint to new uploaded content.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because YouTube users have been uploading content unregulated and unsupervised. But because you were talking about it, Lefty, you were talking about, you know, the platform becoming just an all out more content creators coming into the area. And what were your thoughts about that?
Yeah, look, I mean, the more a platform brings on, it takes on more responsibility, right? But just like they did in 2005, 2000, like, well, before 2007 with the ID system, it was unregulated, it was unsupervised, like you mentioned, right? So now it's like, yes, they are putting things in place. Like Molly's trying to get to 500 subscribers so they can unlock the community posting. 2 subscribers away, guys. So if you are those 2 people that have not subscribed yet, just go to visibility hacking, or if you're watching this right now, just click it. Takes 2 seconds of your life, I promise, and then you can get back to your Thursday. I love you. Okay, so
And you could get great content.
yeah, and there's great content. But
Yeah.
you have to put these things in place. You have to put these
Yeah.
things in place because number one, us as human beings, we do things emotionally. So we do things with like emotional attachment as well. So it's like we also want to feel like we're worthy. We want to feel like we are accomplishing something. So imagine being on a platform where it's just like, oh, you post, you have 1 follower, you automatically get paid for it. You have
Yeah.
no desire, you have no care, you have no
Mm.
you have no drive, you have no push. So YouTube, I think, in my opinion, is doing a fantastic job with saying, like, look, if you want this feature, you have to get this many subscribers. You want to get monetized, you need this many subscribers plus this much watch time hours. You want membership area, you want this, you want that. You have to hit these milestones. And
Mhm.
the beauty about it is that it's going to really show who cares enough to be there and
Yeah.
cares enough to grow, and it's going
Yeah.
to wean out all the other people. And I know I
Mhm.
mentioned this before we went live, but I brought in like a relatable incident when I was like DJing, okay? And guys, I'm not knocking on anybody. I understand that everybody has to start somewhere. But I was coming from a place of professionalism where I was charging literally like $1,000 for a 1 hour set. But then I had, I don't know, little Johnny from his beautiful suburb family who comes in and says, I just want to look cool. I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to play for free. Just give me a bottle so I can have some bottle service with my friends. Now the club owner is going to go, screw Lefty, who has 10 years of experience and wants to take $1,000 from me. I'm going to go get Johnny bottle service over there and have him come in and week out. And it's the same thing. Eventually, those bedroom DJs who just did it because it was cool. Eventually all disappeared. They're nowhere to be found. YouTube is going to experience the same thing. You're going to get a bunch of creators that just think it's cool. Then they're going to probably realize that, holy crap, this is really hard work, and they're going to be nowhere to be found in probably 12 to 18 months. Well, you're going to see it.
And I think that is such a brilliant point, because YouTube allows you so much information, right? The access to data and analytics that they talk about in this section is a game changer. So if you're like the bedroom DJ and you show up, and let's use this analogy, I love it. So you're the bedroom DJ, you're showing up, you're focused on yourself, you and your friends, to make sure that you're just pumping your friends up, you look cool, right? But you're not paying attention to the crowd. You're not paying attention to, you're not working with the lighting crew. You're not adding in those extra layers of professionalism. We apply that to YouTube. What does that look like? You're not looking at your analytics. You're not looking at what your audience is reacting to. You're not adjusting and adapting your content to what your audience actually wants. And we get super granular access to data, which is beautiful. So those creators who are just showing up to look cool are just showing up to create videos and post them. They're not showing up to look at that data, look at those analytics, adapt their content, and really work on that. It's not easy. It's not easy. But when you fall in love with the process, that's when everything changes. And so, yeah, those bedroom DJs, those bedroom creators are just going to use it as a casual, like, fun hobby. But those who really want to make a living off of YouTube, or those who are entrepreneurs or business owners, and they want to use YouTube as a pathway to find new customers, to nurture those relationships to sales, they're going to have a completely different experience on the platform if they focus on the data. If you put your head down and you're willing to put in the work, then it's all going to come to you. Remember, there's only 2 people left who need to subscribe. I'm just going to say it until we get them by the end of today.
Two. Molly, keep refreshing the page. You're all refresh the page for you, because you're actually live. I'm going to do this. I'm on it.
You say 12 to 18 months, Lefty. I give it a shorter time frame than 12 to 18 months.
You think so?
What's the over? What's the over and under? To get traction on the platform, you know, I've read a little bit further into the book, but he talks about you soon realize that you are a fish, not in a pool, but you are a small fish in a humongous ocean, and being able to get the attention. But the truth is that there is a formula. There is a formula for it, and that's what we're reading. He says there's a formula, but like your point, Molly, it is not easy. It is not easy. It takes some consistency and improving. Like I love how Lefty has that mindset, that attitude, that each time I go out there, I just want to get better every time. And I'm going to look and see what could I have done better to to make my next video better, and then the next video better.
Yeah. I mean, last year I went from impression, like I need to impress as many people as I can to get my name out there, to this year I'm just all about creating like bigger, better, cooler videos. Like that's literally all I care about this year. I went in with this expectation where it was like, oh my God, I gotta look amazing, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, even though without even people knowing that I had that mindset, they already viewed me that way.
Yeah.
But in my own head, I was like, nope, I got to make sure that everything that I do, I'm impressing someone. I'm just like, I have to be like the best of the best for myself and for my peers and yada, yada, yada. And then I sat back this year and I was like, you know what? No, my people know me, and if they like what I do, they're gonna tag along, period. So I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And if you want to like join that journey and you want to follow along, fantastic. You're gonna see some cool stuff. You're gonna see me, paint a Nerf gun so I can turn it into a sci-fi weapon. Or you're gonna see me do some other things, that's a little spoiler for tomorrow's video.
I saw that question on your YouTube poll. I voted on it, by the way.
Oh, did you? Okay, good. I'm gonna go in and check it out. But I mean, yeah, I think the best way to grow in the ecosystem is just like, you need to be completely transparent and you have to be you. You have to, like, at the end of the day, like, you are not meant for everybody, but you are meant for someone, right?
Yeah.
And those people are going to watch. I think, I don't remember who said it, but the quote goes, to be your all, you can't be for all. And I thought that was huge when I first heard that.
Yeah.
And then just find yourself, man. Just do it. Just do it. Just get out there and have fun with it. And like, someone will jump on board. I promise you. Someone will.
Oh, I love this because chapter 5, the title is Why Most YouTube Channels Fail to Succeed. When we say the brilliance in this book, we mean it, guys. So let's go over to page 51 for a second, because this is exactly what Lefty was talking about. The wrong content. When it comes down to it, a lot of creators are putting out the wrong content for who they are. Sometimes wrong means a creator is doing something he or she is not passionate about. Don't waste your time doing something you don't care about just because you think it will work. So many creators are getting into that. They're not taking Gary Vee's advice. They're not documenting, they are creating, and they're trying to put on this persona of who they think their audience wants to see. So Lefty was just explaining that he went through that entire experience. He was putting on this persona of saying, my audience expects me to be X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to work towards that. Which in some ways can be positive, but it can also completely derail you. It can take you in a completely wrong direction because you're trying to follow big creators. On the Visibility Hacking channel, we talked this week about modeling success rather than just straight up copying. If you want to know more about that, join us for Friday Night Live tomorrow. But the idea of modeling success rather than copying applies here so well, because if we're just looking at these big creators and going, that's what success on the platform means, so I need to follow that model, that's going to lead you down a rabbit hole that you're going to not feel authentic. You're going to start creating content that's kind of stagnant and boring and old and repeated because you're following what other people are doing. The magic of YouTube is just that. You are a small fish in a giant ocean.
Yeah.
To see you repurpose that Nerf gun into a sci-fi thing because they're on that same wavelength with you. They're thinking the same thing. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you finally find yourself in your content.
Yes,
And
yes.
it takes time. It takes time to figure that out. I'll admit, if you go back, if you make sure that you subscribe to the Visibility Hackers
2 more
channel,
subscribers, guys. 2
Let's
more.
go, let's go, let's go.
and then go back in and look at some of the older videos. We had a completely different color scheme because we went by a completely different name because we were doing completely different things. We were talking about leadership and stuff, which is something I'm still passionate about. But the direction we were going was like, what are other people doing? How can I recreate that? But when I finally started finding my voice in what we do, everything changed. And I promise you, subscriber number 499 and 500, you are going to love the current version of the channel that's out there.
You sure are. You know, I'll say that I've always, I've set goals in my life before, and I've reached them, and and it used to be that I would set these goals and I would like just go after them, and then I would get there and I would be like, okay, I'm here. All right, okay, what's next?
Now what?
So now what I do is I am more of an enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the journey because it's the journey, it's the struggle, it's the having to take 5 times to upload your videos,
Oh.
because
Oh, Lefty, we love you.
when you get to that destination, you're going to look back on this time and say, wow, that was fun.
Yeah.
Wow, I was having a great time back then. Wow, when I was, I remember that time. And so I enjoy the journey, enjoy that trip to the destination, because if we're going to look back on this time and say that those were the good days, then let's have them be the good days now.
Yeah, that's and I mean, like, let's going based on what you just said too. It's like, think about it. Back in the day, you had like family photos, family videos. Like you lose a loved one, which is like the worst thing ever, but you lose the loved one, and the first thing that you want to do is be like, holy crap, do I have a photo of this person? Do I have a video of this person? Can I hear this person's voice again? Right? Like, and when you realize that I don't have those things anymore, or I don't have as much as I wish I did, you crumble even further and you break down, and you get into this really ugly, nasty spiral. It's like my kids, I mean, when I do have kids, it's a tough process, but I mean, when I have kids, they're not going to have to worry about that because they're going to have material from me all the way back to my 30s. They're going to have 50. If I can create YouTube videos till I'm 80, they're going to have 50 years of content. They're going to have 50 years of video that is not only just on YouTube, but it's also on hard drives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Where they're not going to have to be like, oh my God, I don't have enough of dad. I don't have enough of grandpa. I don't have enough of grandma, like, so that's
Grandpa Lefty.
I know it's coming, but I mean, it is.
Grandpa used to be a DJ.
I'm gonna be here with the hair still long. I'm gonna be all gray. I'm gonna look like Tommy Chong.
Oh, I love it.
Do you mind if I kind of piggyback off of that for a second?
What?
Because I told you guys that I had this suggestion coming from last week, and we were talking about the history, and I sent the link to the very first video on YouTube, and if you watched it, it is amazing. But here was my suggestion that I said I would reveal, because you remember, and this is what YouTube does for us, because back in the day, you could go to a location and you could say visit, we'll just say, for example, Pearl Harbor, where it was the site of a historical event or whatever, right? And you could go and you could sneak on the wall and write, Mark was here. Mark was here. Well, YouTube gives us this this new digital signature that we're able to leave. It's a date and a timestamp that we can leave for all eternity, that we could show to our kids, kids, and their kids. They'll be able to come back and see that we were here. Now, with this in mind, I thought that we could all go back to that spot of the very first YouTube video and leave our comment, leave our digital signature. Our Mark was here, Lefty was here. Pay homage to the Jawed Karim for starting this beautiful monument that we have here.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So listen, my friends, this is what we're going to do. We are going to post that original video over in the YouTube or over in the Visibility Hackers Facebook group. So if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Join us over in the Visibility Hackers Facebook group. You can go over to visibilityhacking.com, click the link at the top of the page that says Become a Visibility Hacker, answer a couple questions, and then what we're all going to do this week is head over to that original video, enjoy it. It's hilarious. Take a moment to really take in how far the platform has grown and developed. Don't just look at the quality of the video. Don't just look at the content of the video. Look at the whole picture and where that sits in the timeline of where we are now and where we want to take the YouTube platform.
Oh, yeah.
And then take a minute to think about it and leave your mark on the wall. I love that idea, Mark. That's brilliant.
I think I'm going to go to the Toronto Zoo this summer, and I'm going to just I'm going to recreate that video.
Well, hey,
dude, I'm in.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome idea. I have transcribed the 19 seconds, and I was thinking we should do that.
Same script. Like we have to say the same script word for word. We have to look as clueless as he did, you know, like and just have our own version of that video.
Yeah,
100%.
I transcribed it, and let me read the words.
Okay.
I was hoping we could all do this. We would all transcribe it in our own way. It's fun. So okay, so let me get in the mood here. All right. So here we are in front of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks. And that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
You nailed that, man. which brings me to page 15. Okay. YouTube said more or less, hey folks, if you make good content that the viewers will come and watch on our website, we'll share some of the advertisement money we get with you.
Yeah. And that's in that next sentence, creators were like, what? Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, really? You mean I can get compensated for my hobby? Potentially earning enough that I can replace my boring 9-to-5 income doing something I actually like, and I can make more money doing it? Yes.
What a shock. Sign me up.
Killikers, Batman. And I actually did a breakdown in my Facebook group when it comes to the revenue. So let's share that quickly since we're talking about it.
Okay.
1,000 daily views equals anywhere between 25 cents to $4.
Okay, so just backstory for everyone listening. When you're making money online from views of your content, whether it's on YouTube or you have ad placement on your videos or you have ad placement on your blog or whatever, usually advertisers measure everything in thousands, which they use the letter M to denote. So that's why YouTube makes you wait till you have 1,000 subscribers to make sure that your content is worthy of being watched and people are into it, but also because from the math side of it, it's a little bit easier. So for 1,000, that's a beautiful clean number. So for 1,000 views, you're getting 25 to 40 cents. Is that what you're saying?
25 cents to $4.
To $4. Wow.
So
tell me what makes up that range.
That is what YouTube likes to keep hidden. They don't really tell you. They don't really tell you.
I have some information on what causes that difference.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes,
okay.
I would love to know that too.
Okay. The model is an advertisement share. So advertisers pay to have their ads placed on the in videos. They have several different. Sometimes they overlay, sometimes they play, sometimes they play before the video. But certain channels have a cost per, so the advertiser pays more for certain keywords. Right. So there are certain keywords that pay up to, I think maybe you have to pay $50 an hour. So you're getting a share of the revenue that Google and YouTube are receiving from the advertisers.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, right. Okay, that makes sense.
So there are some keywords in some industries that are very high priced. Finance keywords and those types of industries to show up, those are really high paying keywords. And then there are some, so that's something to consider when you're really thinking about monetizing the channel, is what industry you're in and what are the average price for those keywords. You can earn more money in I think it's no surprise that the highest niche is the make money online niche.
Yeah. But
we have a quick question from the audience.
Okay.
Oh, why isn't it going? There we go. Do they have to pay more for what I'm assuming this question asks is an ad in the middle of a video? I think that's more related to sponsored content versus an ad placement. So let's talk about ad placement first, and then we can look at it from the topic of sponsorship.
Okay, what do you guys think? So you can select what ads you want where, but you don't have, unless you are like a big creator, you don't have access to say, I'm going to take Nike over Foot Locker, for example, right? Like you don't have that. But when you click on your monetization tab and you get into that window, you can turn on and off which ad you want. If you just want the ads to show up at the beginning or the beginning and the end, if you don't want it in the middle, if you don't want that little prompt that shows up like above your video at some point, you can turn on and off whichever ones you want. I quite frankly,
so you have control over placement.
Yes.
You don't have control over ad content.
At the moment, no. That could potentially change, but at the moment, no, I don't. But I mean, I don't care. I just keep everything on. Like it makes no difference to me, right? But again, I could be wrong. I could be doing myself a disservice by just having all these ads run on my videos, because people.
But you're going to keep an eye on it, monitor it, adapt as you need to, and definitely come back and let us know how that goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Lefty, you're going to have to become a numbers guy, Lefty.
I'm kind of a numbers guy.
Okay.
So let's go back to finish off the point here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 25 cents to $4 a day. Okay. Now in monthly revenue, that's $7.50 to $120. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, well, that blows chunks. That does not sound impressive whatsoever. But if I got 10 videos doing that, I'm now making $1,200 a month. If I have 20 videos doing that, I have $2,400 a month. And so
it's
on
all
and so
revenue that You've already created the asset. You've done all the work. Now it's just out there giving you that recurring revenue. Not to say that every single video is going to continue to have the same kind of metrics all the time, blah, blah, blah. No. That's part of the joy. It's part of the game of this. But it's revenue that you are making in your sleep.
Yeah. And if you think about it too, like, you can always do a paid promotion if you feel like your video is getting to its last leg, but you still want it to like carry on. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's so many amazing tools that are insanely affordable too, in my opinion. Like, I am a adopter of Sprizzy. Sprizzy is a YouTube ad platform that they advertise a lot on YouTube. Like, literally, like 2 out of every 5 videos that I pop open will be like, I use Sprizzy for my YouTube ads, and da, da, da. So they're out there on YouTube. So YouTube is like actively pushing Sprizzy. And I'll tell you right now, if you do have a video that, let's say, it's on its last leg, but you want to kind of resuscitate it, for $50, you can get upwards of 1,000 views in a week. And that will include potential subscribers, thumbs up, comments. Like, you don't like and I know this because I'm an active user of Sprizzy. It ain't fake, ladies and gentlemen. Like, they do some great work.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Please sponsor me.
No, for me, YouTube is the YouTube monetization from AdSense is almost the last thing that I'm looking for. Because I get so many people that discover me. We're talking of discover, and that's what it's great for, is to be discovered. And someone sees a YouTube video. So for me, I'm calling to action. I call to action. If follow me for more. I have links to PDFs, and I have one PDF, and I monitor the clicks that I get to the PDFs. And I see there's a constant stream of clicks coming from YouTube. And it's like overnight, I wake up and it's like, oh, wow, okay, I had 5 more downloads. And it's just, do you ever think about that? Like, right now we're sitting here and there are people out there watching us. I mean, in one of our other videos, even when we're not on live and we're having dinner with our friends and we're doing other things, there are people watching us at all times of day.
Yep. We've been putting out a lot of shorts on our channel. And it's really neat because sometimes, well, I'd say it's like 50-50 so far. We'll put out, let's say, 2 shorts during the day, and they don't get a lot of traction. It's okay. It's the middle of the day. But then I wake up the next morning and bam, they're at like 1,000, 2,000 views. We got a whole bunch of new subscribers. P.S. Make sure you subscribe to the Visibility Hackers YouTube channel.
Molly, I'm still monitoring.
Oh, I know. I'm watching it.
It's
Thank you, Social Blade, for reminding me.
It's still $4.98.
And P.S. for all of you guys watching live right now, because I see you there. Let us know down in the chat where you're coming in from, what you're drinking. I know we have some audience members who are on the complete opposite side of the world from where we are. Lefty and I are theoretically down the road from each other, down the highway. So let us know, because we got a huge snowstorm. Did you get the huge snowstorm, Lefty?
Oh my God, I think I have like 3 feet of snow on my driveway.
I'm procrastinating. I don't want to go out and shovel because it's intense.
Shovel? Hello. I'm going on a Facebook group called Belleville Neighbors where I am, and I'm going, who has a plow?
Yes. No, I have a snowblower, and it's definitely snow blowable, but I like going out in the in my snow pants and shoveling it up.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It's I will well if there's any consolation, I woke up
London.
London town. I woke up to 38 degrees this morning. But
Wait,
it's
that's 38 degrees American, so that's
yeah.
cold.
That's 38 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Oh geez. Oh
I
geez.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna yeah. Sorry about that. It's cold though.
That's
Oh, but
hilarious.
this weather is definitely encouraging me to stay cozy, stay inside, read, and whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not bad.
let's see. We have
Yeah.
covered so far chapter 5, chapter 6, which is making money partnering with YouTube. Now, what
No,
about using your influence to generate big money? I like the section of this chapter. So,
What
the
page was that again?
let's look at 77. So the subtitle is Why Not You?
Oh yeah, here.
YouTube success stories, like all the ones that we've talked about, are not rare. I give you thousands of examples and we'd barely be scratching the surface. The point I'm trying to make is that anyone can do it. You don't need a lot of disposable income or fancy camera equipment or 60 hours a week of successful YouTube. You do need to learn about the platform to see how others have done it, recognize the endless opportunities, and follow the formula I'm giving you. Oh, and it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of passion. Actually, if you don't have passion, chances are you will become one of the crash and burn statistics.
yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I have seen many YouTube creators who burn out. I have seen many creators who rode the YPP AdSense wave, but didn't diversify their income streams and lost everything. But I have also seen so many creators achieve great success and surpass every expectation they could have had with opportunities they never knew existed. So, my question to you guys, because we're all in different stages of our journey with YouTube, different levels of experience. And this question, not just to Lefty and Mark, but to you guys listening as well.
Mm.
One, we're going to check in. Are you still passionate about the content you are creating? That's a hard question to ask yourself sometimes, because you can get into this mindset where you're just trying to follow trends, you're just trying to figure out what the right SEO is, and you're doing this. And I know I got into that mindset where I was like just trying to chase the right data, and I was completely bored with what I was doing, and you can tell in my content. You can tell. So, have you guys ever experienced that block, that lack
Absolutely.
of passion?
No, that's a great question. I think for me, I'm excuse me, I'm still passionate about it. And I think what I want to improve on it is the deliverability of it, and also being because I've made some observations about channels and modeling and seeing the patterns, getting better at the thumbnails and the titles.
Yep.
So it's the passion, but actually being able to deliver it in a way that's entertaining and engaging, and that will actually get get someone to watch.
Yeah.
That's that. But yeah, still passionate. I still love it. I love.
Have you ever lost that passion along the way?
There might be daily breaks that you have to take, but there's, is sometimes you probably, well, I'll say me, I might have a day or a few hours where I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go lay down and take a nap.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I don't feel like I've ever lost my passion. and that's mainly because I want to say it's mainly because I allow myself to also film just what
Yep.
I want to film in between, right? Like you're not always like I mean, how many trends can there really be? Like, let's be honest. And then how many times can you talk about the same thing? And I feel like this is what I try and like kind of tell people, because when I tell people that I built my business off of less is more, they're just like they're mind blown. They're like, "Oh my god, I haven't even had a single client. I put out 350 pieces of short form videos." And I'm like, "Why?" But at the end of the day, it's because I allow myself, whether I care whether it tanks or not, I allow myself to do the things that I want to do in between those times. And you really got to think about it, like I just mentioned, like how many times can you talk about a trend? I mean, trends last. Like, I mean, yes, it's a trend. They're meant to just be a wave ride, and they go and something new comes in. But if you want to use Alex Hormozy, for example, with his with the caption craze, with the yellow and green little pop-ups and everything that came in, that was an annual trend. That trend lasted for like a whole entire year. So it's like, if I do a YouTube video of how to do Alex Hormozy style captions, I did it. I did the video. How many times can I do the same video? Like, move on to something else. Do something else that you're interested in. Or if you are an editor, talk about something that has to do with editing, but it doesn't always have to be about the trend. It could be about anything that you want to do. Like, I'm putting out short films this year. That's what I'm doing. Maybe coaches don't give a flying F about short films, but there are some coaches that follow me that absolutely love what I do. And they will probably watch like my short film. They will watch behind the scenes of how I made it. They will do things like, I think entrepreneurs and business owners and people aspiring to be business owners and entrepreneurs, I think you have to stop looking at people like a number, and you have to still remember that we are human beings with emotions and feelings and hobbies and interests. Like, our Molly, I know you and I know him very well, and Mark, you might know him too. Jay Lee, the sales ninja, right? Like, he's very, like, when he likes to joke around, he likes to say things, but if you don't know the guy based on how he delivers his information, he's very well spoken, he's very prim and proper, he's very calculated with what he says, until you get to his house, because I have the luxury of going there and filming with him. Until you get to his house and you see Yoda and you see all these other things, and you're just like, oh damn, bro, like, you're a Star Wars fan too, but you'd never guess.
And Ninja Puppy.
Yeah, and the sales ninja puppy.
And the sales ninja puppy, exactly. Oh, I love Kelly so much. But anyways, nonetheless, it's like, you stop treating people like numbers, treat them like humans. We have hobbies and interests outside of work. For those of you where like your business is your life, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you personally, because the way I look at it is, my business is not my life. My business is a part of my life.
Yeah.
And I am somebody, I have other things that I enjoy, and I have other things that I want to do. And maybe that's the reason why I feel like I don't have to put out a lot of content. But when you start thinking of the person as a human and not a number, then you can start tapping into emotion. You can start tapping into interest. You can start tapping into hobbies, and you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people want to watch your stuff. Molly, you mentioned Tony Robbins the other day. What happens if I turn around and I was like, yo, I'm going to crack down the new cinematic trailers of the new Hogwarts Legacy for PlayStation 5. Next thing you know, Tony Robbins goes, bro, I play PS5 too.
Exactly.
You would never know if you didn't even just try.
And it's when we tap into those hobbies and those personal passions, or those things, I like to call them, the things we get nerdy about. That's honestly, a lot of people struggle at finding their niche Well, your niche is your personality, how
Yeah.
you talk
Yes.
about the topic, how you examine it. I
Hmm.
like to always look outside. So if say my box is marketing and video marketing, okay? Let's just pick that as a box. Sure, we can talk about things like that. Trends, they fit into that box.
Yes.
But I like to go outside of that box, look at other things that I can look for reference and inspiration and say, how can I tie this back to my box? How can I
Yes.
tie this back to that topic that people are here to come hang out about? But
Yes.
it's because of how I reach out for those pieces of influence and those pieces of inspiration that separate my content from everyone else's. I'm not trying to compete against anyone. I'm just being me. It's
Yes.
rooted in that passion. So, yeah,
Yes.
that's my
It's
advice for everyone today.
you know, Kobe, my favorite basketball player in the entire world, may he rest in heaven, Kobe Bryant, was asked one time, because in the summertime he would never take any time off. He was relentless at basketball and practicing. And someone said to him one day, said, what are you doing? You can only do so much learning basketball. How are you still learning basketball after all these years? And he said that when you're obsessed about a topic, you find learning lessons in everything else
Mhm,
about that topic. He said,
mhm,
I learned more about the game of basketball just about going out in nature. I learned about the game of basketball playing, doing tap with my daughters, practice with my daughters. and he
mhm,
and he would and he gave this example. He said, like, in example, in the nature, you have to be like the sun. I want to be a leader, and sometimes I shine bright like the sun, but you know what, they get burned a lot. So
mm,
sometimes I have to lay back and set myself and not be the leader sometimes, and let them actually lead themselves. So you find, I think maybe as entrepreneurs, our minds are, with me, I always have tons of ideas coming to me. And I think if anything,
mhm.
it's trying to stay focused. And I
Yeah.
Yeah,
know it's coming.
No, absolutely.
100%.
It's trying to stay focused, because I will go into start working on something, and before I know it, 4 hours have passed by and it feels like only minutes.
Exactly.
And I want to ask you guys something, because I mean, I could be completely full of crap, or I'm actually onto something, but this real world hobby interest relatability that I'm bringing into my content, and I'm going to use an example, my what business owners can learn from the circle on
Mhm.
Netflix. Okay.
I love
I want to ask you
Beautiful.
guys personally, what do you think of this relatability content strategy thing that I'm doing? I want an honest opinion. I'm curious.
I think it's exactly what your content has needed
I,
because you are okay. I know you hate when I talk about superpowers, but what I mean when I
Oh, I
say
love super.
superpowers is like Lefty is really, really good at Lefty is really, really good at video editing and color grading. And that is Lefty's like core skill, right? Like a hard skill he has. But that's really intimidating to a lot of people. The way that Lefty talks about creating video content can be really intimidating of like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that light is. I don't know what that lens means. Why are you talking about numbers and cameras? I don't understand. But when you
mhm.
look at your box, right? You're now stretching out, finding resources and inspiration outside of your box and bringing them back. Now, what I'm seeing out of this new shift in your content is you're expanding that box significantly. And
Mm.
okay, this doesn't really work with the box reference, but you're also building a bench. You're building a bench that allows you to sit on that bench and invite people to come in and say, hey, I know you're at a different stage in your business or your content creation, and you might get intimidated by when I talk about color grading and how I say it so casually. But I want you to know that if you come to this channel, you're along for the ride. I'm going to show you other things that are going to be that you're going to be able to grasp and understand where you are in your journey right now, so that the more complicated content will serve you when you're ready and you're filling in those gaps, I think. And yeah, so I'm going to call that building a bench.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
cool.
I don't have a phrase like building a bench, but I think what your videos do is they make me look at something from a different perspective. That's what I like about your videos, and it had me to consider, I'd never looked at it that way, and it made me interested. And it makes me interested that if I learned one thing from you, that I would learn something else from you. And then I've discovered your content. Then I want to start listening more. And then, yeah, it's kind of like you reeled me in, and it was kind of teaching a little bit, but I like it. I like it.
And it's catchy, right? Because when you're creating YouTube content, one of the things you have to pay attention to is whether people are A, going to click on your thumbnail, and B, whether or not the title is going to be interesting enough, again, to generate people to take the action and click. So when you're talking, let's talk specifically about the video you did about the circle. Well, the circle, wow, that's reality TV. That's a hat I wear when I'm relaxing. It's not my entrepreneur hat, but now you're asking me to put on my casual TV watching hat and my entrepreneur hat? You mean I can turn a casual activity I do into something business related that's going to help my business? Now you've got me. Now I'm interested. And I think that's really cool. It's a way of also jumping on trends that are outside of your box. So if other people are, if like reality TV YouTube, like if that click is all about talking about this show right now because it's a hot topic, you're still jumping on that trend. Your content is going to be shown to the reality TV click, but specifically you are filtering out those who don't care about the entrepreneur thing. And you're saying, hey, if you're in this group, if you're sitting at this lunch table and you happen to also be an entrepreneur, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
And
come over to my channel. I think that's so brilliant.
Yeah, and I think what you're also doing is you're making it your topic accessible to a broader audience.
Yeah.
You're making it accessible to a popular audience. Whereas you want to talk about business, you're typically going to attract people that are interested in entrepreneurship. But now when you relate your business to pop culture, Derral talks about that in the book. You know, he talks about that. He talks about that in the book, and that's how he said you're going to have to make your niche topic interesting to a broader audience to actually get to those big numbers, like your man Mark Rober. I always run it. Yeah, he's taken the subject of science and made it entertaining to people outside of just the science world. There's an attorney out there that does it too. He talks about in the book. And then you can see examples of that being done by different bigger YouTubers. They may, and that's yeah, I like that, Lefty. Man, I could see that silver play button coming.
Oh, well, you guys also do things for me too. Okay, Mark, you have taught me completely new things. Like when I watch when I watch like whatever you have, it's just like, all right, like I don't know this, now I know this. With Molly, you teach what a lot of people might already know, but you do it in like such a new light. Like you do it in a way where it's like, I never would have thought about it like that, but I know this topic so well. And it's like that's what that's what I love. It's like you do it in a way where it's like, this is blue, but it's also green. And I'm just like, I would have never known that. And yeah, it's just like I think the word for you guys, for me personally, is new. Like new. Like it's like whether I know or I don't know, it's new in how it's presented or just absorbed in general.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's about bringing your personality, right? It's about for me, a lot of the feedback I've been getting from newer subscribers is about my energy and my enthusiasm. Like it's so funny. People watch my content and that is the first thing that comes to mind. That is the first comment they make. And it's cool. It's like, cool. Yeah, that is my personality. Like Lefty knows me in person. I am a little bit like I'm at 11 all the time, pretty much.
I love it though.
And it's great that I'm able to use my videos as a way to bring that out and kind of amplify it a little bit. And that's what is attracting people to me. If they want more monotone, like there's certain creators I watch specifically because they are very monotone and I love to fall asleep to them.
Oh yeah,
I'm a wake up to me kind of content creator in my opinion.
You put the metronome on and you just wait to
yes. And you know what? I caught the Friday Night Live from last week while I was getting prepared for my trip this past weekend. But I saw your initial video that you posted, Lefty, and I saw yours, Molly. I think you're tough on yourself, Lefty. I think that you are tough on yourself. I think you are tough on yourself. I didn't see the flaws that you point out until you actually point them out. But
okay, so for those of you who didn't catch last Friday Night Live, what we did was Lefty and I and Jim brought up some like old videos. We talked about them. Jim talked about the experience of overwhelm and like pushing through when everything goes wrong. Then Lefty brings up this video, okay? It's gorgeous. Like, it's great. It's well lit. There's great background. The audio sounds great. Like,
my hair is up.
So many of us aspire to have videos that are like to have that as a baseline. And Lefty just rips into it. And it only made sense because we were comparing that video, that slice of time, to what Lefty's creating now. And he literally had a side by side of this is that original video and this is what I look like now. So while he's ripping apart his original video, I'm like, I feel like I'm being stabbed in the heart. I'm like, oh, that was a personal attack, even though it's Lefty's content. But it was when he brought up that current video that you're like, oh, okay, I see where the evolution has happened. Now I see where this journey has taken you. I see how you have earned the right to rip that original video to shreds. But for me, it's still like, that looks like my content. There's literally a jungle. I'm like, how do you feel that?
And the way I described it, for those who didn't see that episode, the way I described it was I went from a Christopher Nolan Batman to the 2022 Batman look style of how my edits and how my color grading is now. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, yes, was it a clean, like it's a clean shot, but there's like there were a lot of flaws. There were a lot of mistakes. I mean, first and foremost, like my forehead should not be like crystal clear white. Like,
but I thought you're supposed to use your forehead as like your balancing plate. Isn't that like a reflector so that you get more light in your scene? Isn't that how it goes?
So you get more light.
Well, the one thing, I mean, yes, we obviously have a reflection in and around here, but what you don't ever want.
We have a brilliant audience today. Okay, so listen to this. Lefty, stop.
Stop it.
Take in the compliments.
Yes.
I am hard on myself, guys. Okay,
You are.
look, my
You are.
my family is like a family of entrepreneurs, okay? But they knew how hard entrepreneurship was, and they practically almost always made me feel like if I was going to take the entrepreneur route, I was going to fail, and I'm succeeding now, but I still have that in the back of my head. And
Taking the compliments.
Take in the
I
compliments.
do. I'm just, I'm so much like I try and be so humble. Like I am humble. Like I'm not trying to be, but it's like when I get complimented, it's like, oh, thanks. I wish I felt that way sometimes.
Yes. And I saw your
Come on, guys.
Yes. And I was thinking, I was like, okay. And then Molly puts this picture that looks like Fabio. Remember the one where you said, is this you, Lefty, on this thing?
Yep.
I'm like, here this guy is. He's got like the perfectly chiseled, like
I am far from chiseled.
Canadian chiseled.
Yeah, sure. maybe from like here up. But that...
he steps in the room and all eyes turn towards him. Oh, like
the Greek god.
I just need a staff so I can be Poseidon.
Yeah.
Trident. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, my friends. It is time to wrap up today's episode, today's conversation. I have to say this, I enjoy you guys so much. Our audience members, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I am laughing so hard right now. And I am going to carry this through for the rest of my day because,
gotta grab
this is the comment of the day. Like, comment of the day, you win 10 points. Make sure you subscribe to the Visibility Hackers YouTube channel because we still need 2 people.
It's still two. Still 2
Replay crew, this is on you. 2 people.
2 people, guys, get on this. Like, Molly just wants to text a hello. Like
I know. I just want to write "Hello World" and have it show up on the community post. That's
it.
What I'm working
on. Oh, do you already know what your first post is going to be?
It's going to be "Hello World."
Hello World.
Yep, it's going to be super nerdy like that. But I can't wait to have polls. I can't wait to have deeper conversations about what kind of content you guys want to see on the channel, who you want to see on the shows, all of that kind of stuff. So help me get there. We have been rocking it this month, like skyrocketing towards this goal. So let's do it. We got a couple more days, but I want it by the time I go to bed tonight. That would be so cool.
Guys, it's just 2 people. 2 people. Come on.
People. If you're already subscribed, go find your friends. 2 friends. Just say, hey, friends, this is a great channel. Subscribe.
That's it. Just 2 people. We should just get like one of those like telemarketing things going. Molly, the phones are going off the hook. They want to donate 1 subscriber.
Whoa, fantastic. I got another one. Hey, how can I help you?
One. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, ring the bell.
We're gonna come live until you.
Yeah. We're not getting off the air until we got 2 new subscribers.
That's it. We're here all day. We're not even taking lunch breaks.
Oh man. All right, Mark, what are your final words for today's episode?
My final words are, I want to just throw some shots out there to some people that I love my community on my YouTube channel, and I love the support and the comments I get. So I just want to throw some shots out there to ebutter71. He told me, said, new sub here. Great job. Keep going.
Come on over to our channel.
Yeah, Jason Toussaint messaged me and said, hey man, thanks for all your educational videos. And then a special shout out to Tracy Phoebus Serato. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. She says, "Hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm new to the channel. Mark is the bomb." Hey, we're not. We are just. We're just delivering our message, and you out there are listening. So it's really you who make us, as we're going in this content creator journey. And I just want to tell everybody out there that I appreciate you for watching, and those are my final words for the day.
Heck yeah, I love it. Lefty?
Yeah, I mean, just honestly, like, thank you everybody that who allows me to do what I love to do. And it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us. It's a collaboration. It's just building an awesome community, having fun with it. And thank you for allowing me to watch Netflix so you don't have to, so I can go back and tell you about how you can apply it to your businesses.
I love it. I love it, my friends. Well, I
You're gonna
love
have
all
me watching it.
498 of my subscribers, and I have room for more. So make sure you subscribe, my friends. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Business Building Book Club, the best place in the world on a Thursday morning. Fantastic. Yeah. Show me your books. Show me your books, because we're
Derral
the kingers. We
Eves, you
showed up.
guys
We
gotta
did our
get this.
homework.
Uh-oh.
Next week, we're going to be diving further into the YouTube formula. We're gonna get we're gonna get deep into this. And when Mark tells you there's literally a formula in there literally is, and we're gonna get to it probably next week. So join us. Remember, you can pick up the book anywhere you want. I don't have an affiliate link for you, but from experience, I think all three of us purchased the book directly through Derral Eves, through his funnel, which gave us some extra bonuses, including a video course that walks you through everything and more, because we're talking about video, right? So there's only so much that you can learn from written text. And so he's amended it and added to it with this beautiful video course. So that, my friends, is my advice to you guys. # not sponsored, although that would be great. Hey, Derral, let's chat. That would be fun.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Yeah. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining me and my favorite people today. It's been great. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Visibility Hackers YouTube channel, by the end of the day, so I can get to that 500 goal and we can all party and celebrate. Because seriously, guys, I'm just going to say it here. I got some cool bonuses that I want to throw out to my community, but I need a community tab to be able to give you those things. So help me get that, so you can get some cool checklists, bonuses, PDFs. I got some books I've written recently, and before I put them out for people to buy, I want to give them to you guys who have helped me bring my business and bring my content to where it is today. So consider it my gifts for you, but only when we reach 500. So get on it.
If you get Molly to 500, she swears that she will buy 500 pizzas and donate them
To myself. Absolutely.
to herself. And I get one of them. So she gets $4.99.
All right, my friends. So a wave goodbye. We'll see you same bat time, same bat channel, 7:30 Eastern in the morning every Thursday. Peace.